My friends, if things get any more deliciously complicated than they are now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to take it. I don't know if I'm going to take it. If you love complex stuff, you should be very happy right now. We have so many things going on at so many different levels. It is absolutely beyond a doubt one of the most incredibly fascinating times to be alive. I mean it like you cannot believe. I mean it more than anything else. We're going to be talking about the latest regarding Tyler Robinson, how he might have been set up for the new online investigators, along with the great Baron Coleman and others, but some fantastic stuff. You're going to find absolutely beyond critical, beyond and beyond. I mean, Sam Parker has produced some incredible stuff as well. We have, for the first time, remember what I'm saying, we have right now some of the best stuff available from people who are available, who are at our beck and call, who are allowing us to delve deep into their own world, their own everything, how they're able to deep dive into statistics and facts. We are so lucky. This is the greatest. Had we had this during OJ or any other time? So we've got Erika, we've got Candace, we've got Tucker, we've got Alex, we've got Trump, we've got the elections, we've got Iran, we've got the latest regarding Tyler and more Erika. And what happens to Erika? When do they lower the boom? When do they say that is enough? She is the consummate joke. She is a joke. She is she cannot say anything at this point. She could give her name and address and people would laugh at it. She has just ruined any chances of any serious consideration for legitimacy. But before we get into this, and I welcome you, a word from our sponsor. Last year, we talked about Alaska, a powerhouse of mineral wealth with a long track record of responsible development. Now it's back in focus with support from the Department of Defense and Department of Energy and the reopening of the Ambler Road project under President Trump. Momentum is building fast. Vizsla Copper, trading as VCUFF in the U.S. and VCU in Canada, has taken a major step forward. The company now owns 100% of the Palmer project, a high-grade asset believed to hold billions in in-ground value. It was even named by Alaska's governor in a memo to the White House as a priority for domestic critical minerals. And here is the headline. Washington just rolled out over $42 billion in support for critical minerals in early 2026 alone. We have seen this before. Similar backing sent other Alaska explorers up over 200%. Vizsla trades at a fraction of that value. Bottom line, America is rebuilding its mineral supply chain and domestic supply is winning. Big thanks to Vizsla Copper for making today's video possible. My friends, I want to contain myself. I'm trying to contain myself. I don't know why I'm trying to contain myself, but I'm going to contain myself because this is incredible. I keep thinking of, I'm reading, I'm thinking, do you understand how this thing works? Let me explain something. I was reading and there was a little, I guess a blurb or a reference of Sean Hannity. And Sean Hannity said, when he was referring to Pope Leo XIV, a man who, whether you like it or not, has, by virtue of his studies, spent his entire life, adult and otherwise, devoted to not only the studies of the church, but everything that you can imagine at levels you can't imagine. And this man who now does a wonderful, you notice how he's doing the Sean Ryan takeoff. You see where he's sitting back with, I'm doing a cigar, I'm going to have a drink, I'm sitting back, I'm interviewing people. It's Sean Ryan. It's I'm a cool guy. I'm Tucker. I'm in my rustic lair. Here's my torch. I'm smoking a cigar. I'm one of the guys. All right, fine. Why would you why would you hack somebody's layout and basically steal the whole, I don't get it. Anyway, I don't care. But he asked whether Pope Leo either had read the Bible or knew, because the Pope had very strong ideas against war with Iran and this particular war climate. This is the mentality. This is the mentality. This is, look, I have said this before. There's a lot about Trump that I think is great. I think Trump is funny sometimes. I mean, I think now he's making the biggest mistake of his life. He will rue this day. It is a stalemate. He has been clobbered, but yet they haven't told you. It's like, we're doing great. We're doing great. Like the Japanese soldier who didn't know the war was over, or somebody who said, we got him now. We got him now. He's going to blockade the Strait of Hormuz, but Iran owns it. What do you, none of it makes sense. And people are laughing. The world understands this, and I hate this. And he's still using this rhetoric. Somebody's writing these TPU or these truth serum, these truth social things, and I don't really get it. But anyway, but what's fascinating about this more than anything else is that there is this idea that Trump has, that he always figured that I'm different. I don't have to worry about reality. I can say that Candace Owens is not as attractive as Brigitte Macron. I can say this with a straight face. With a straight face. Say it. Absolutely believe it. Our good friend Donovan Beaton says, who is your cast in the made-for-TV miniseries? Oh, that's a great one. Who would be these folks? Erika? Kristen Wiig? We need a really good character actress who's really... She doesn't look like her, but McCarthy, the actress, I think would be terrific. You need somebody really who can convey just this ersatz fictional nonsense, this craziness. I don't know. But in any event, that's a fascinating point. The next thing, my friend, the next important point is to understand is that, we'll move that over here. This week, we're going to see with I think this is going to be probably Tucker's bailiwick, this Iran debacle. It is a catastrophe. It is a catastrophe. It's over. It's unless you nuke it, which is not. But I mean, there's nothing to do. The world's looking at him like, Trump, it's over. Stop it. It's almost like the end of the Army McCarthy hearing. And I don't want to see this. He has got to say, you know what, baby, look, you take care of this on your own. You know more about this than I do. You got me into this stupid thing. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. What are we doing? You've got the Houthis are going to have sanctions removed. You're going to have Iran's going to have sanctions removed. You're going to have no ICBM effects. They're going to get their nuclear weapon guaranteed, and they're running tolls on the Strait of Hormuz, and they're just threatening. Let me tell you what Iran's doing. They're just saying, oh, by the way, we don't have to bomb anything. We don't have to mine anything. I can threaten a mine. I can threaten. That way, Lloyd's of London, and London says, well, the hell with that. We're not going to let anything through there. And this is fertilizer. This is a planting season. Fertilizers, helium sales. Who knew? I mean, it is falling apart. It is falling apart. And there is this thing, there's this part. And then at the Bab el Mandeb, the Gate of Tears. This is basically the waterway between Yemen, whatever, connecting the Red Sea to the Gulf of Aden. You got the Red Sea over here, and then you've got these folks controlling the Persian Gulf. This, they never had this before. Strategically, it's unbelievable. I can't believe what we're seeing. Seriously. No, I'm not just saying this. I never thought Iran. And here is the part. This is what Tucker is going to say to you. This is what Tucker is going to say, and this is the truth. And whether you like it or not, this is the truth. Remember what I'm telling you. Remember what I'm doing. I am not ever going to tell you what I want to be, what I wish it would be, what I hope it would be. That's not my thing. That's not what I'm doing. I'm telling you what it will be. And you're going to see a number of people saying repeatedly in Islamabad, Pakistan, and others, they're going to be saying, we don't trust the Americans. It's nothing personal. We don't trust you. Do you hear what I'm saying? We don't trust you. We don't. The last time we did something like this, you basically attacked us. You basically attacked us while you were waiting for, I guess, while there was some period of I don't know what you want to call it, some period of some respite there. It's just incredible. Donovan says there needs to be a modern day Nuremberg trial. Not yet. There's Carla. Carla says imaging, agriculture, petroleum products. The scarcity begins. Yes. And this is also, Carla, you would know this, knowing a little bit about business, as you certainly do. Let me say this again. All Iran has to do is say, we've got mines out there. We've got mines we can float out. These are mines. Remember the old stories, the mines, they were like these round, these metal spheres with spikes and things sticking out, and they would stick to the things like that. No. You've got drone mines. You've got stuff right now that nobody can even imagine this stuff. And what's also interesting, what's also fascinating beyond anything else, is that all they have to do is risk it. Just threaten it. Just threaten it. And Lloyd's will say, not interested. Johnny says, today is the Orthodox Easter, which I'm part of. Last week was the Catholic Easter. 2 Easters in a row. Trump has gone on a rampage, very disrespectful. I don't even know what to tell you. Orthodox Easter, Greeks, Russians. I don't even know what to tell you. And then Sean Hannity is asking the Pope, is like, how dare you get off saying that war, this war is what? You really do not understand the cosmic connection, how war is anathema to Christians and to Jesus. Oh, by the by, did you notice, maybe you did, maybe you didn't, did you notice how many people were suggesting that Erika keeps talking, no, she never says Jesus, she says Lord, the Lord, or maybe God, she doesn't say it. Could Tucker go after Trump for defamation? No. No. I mean, no. No. The president, it would, no. I mean, no. Defamation for what? It was kind of an opinion thing. It was kind of a slam, low IQ. I don't think he really meant it. I don't think it was a diagnostic thing. I don't think it was the claim. You know, in the old days, there was something called libel per se, libel per quod. But libel per se meant if you accuse people of certain things, you could claim. How do I say this? If there were certain things, you could. It's called liability without fault. Damages were presumed. See, normally when you go to sue for libel, you got to say, well, how were you damaged? Unless you can show accusing somebody of a crime, somebody of a loathsome disease, a woman of unchaste character. This is rather ancient, as you can tell. And one of them is if you can consider, or something that affects business, if you can accuse somebody of having some kind of a disease, maybe being retarded. No. It's are you kidding? Tucker should kiss his ass and give him half an hour to draw a crowd. Thank you, Mr. Trump. Thank you, President Trump. Thank you. And Candace can't get any bigger. Poor Megyn Kelly is like, he wanted to slam her, but Megyn Kelly didn't do anything. This is the weirdest thing in the world. This is the strangest thing in the world. And there's nothing where, and again, I'm not trying to be mean about this, but when somebody tries to be cool, when this Fox News, Sean Hannity, I've known him for a long time, and I have nothing but respect for the success he's done. But you're trying to be a cool guy? Stephen A. Smith, and you're smoking cigars and drinking scotch in a wood-paneled cedar kind of a rumpus room. It's even bad. Have you seen Tucker's place? It's legit. I don't know where the hell he got half of this shit from, but it's legit, like beaver pelts and, old bric-a-brac. It looks like as you would say, a cool kind of a Cracker Barrel or something. I mean, it's legitimate. It's this is like stupid. This is a set. This is a plain old set where somebody said, go on, here's $100. Go buy me some rough stuff. Can you give me a like a deer head or something? It's so sad. Because especially when you're trying to deliberately go after somebody, you're trying to go after a particular thing. Like, I'm a cool guy. You notice how things are. Remember, this is it's part of the thing. I'm Dana White. I'm Joe Rogan. I'm Sean Ryan. We were soldiers and we killed people, and I box and I do that kind of stuff. Anyway. But to accuse the Pope of not knowing what's going on? Okay, enough of that. Let me jump around in no particular order. As you can see, no particular order, because there is no particular order to this, because my excitement knows no bounds. There is, in addition to so many great people that and that we love them, and they're phenomenally great. Here we go. Yeah, Fox News, Sean Hannity wonders if Pope Leo XIV has ever read the Bible in response to the anti-conflict stance. Has he ever heard of David and Goliath? Well, who's David and who's Goliath? This man's, you got to know your limitations, and you got to stay in your own lane. You got to stay in your own lane. You understand this? Okay. Now, here is the thing right now. This fellow, Sam Parker. Sam Parker, bless his heart. Sam Parker does the following. Let me see if I can read this to you. And let me kind of give you kind of an idea. I'm gonna summarize this. He's at Based Sam Parker. Not biased, based at Based Sam Parker. That is he is very, very good. And okay, here we go. So let me see that here it is. This is the one that's good. All right. It works like this. In the original plan, according to him, was that Tyler Robinson would be in a shootout. Just had been suspected. Look at where the patsies go. Look at the fellow. Remember that Paddock? Remember in Las Vegas? Remember they got him. The fellow, his name is Lee Harvey Oswald. You might have heard of Lee Harvey Oswald. Remember him? Remember Lee? Remember that one? Yeah. And anyway, so what happens is simply this. In newly released text messages, again, according to Sam Parker, which trace back to the first being divulged to the FBI by Lance Twiggs. Now, Lance Twiggs used to be a transgender guy with a fuzzy hat. Now I think he's living in Texas with his parents, and he says, "Get away! I changed my mind." Okay, you're back from the brink of loot. Okay, but in the newly released text messages, which were traced back to first being divulged to the FBI by Lance Twiggs at 1 a.m. on September the 12th. By the way, the same nighttime that Tyler turned himself in. And we don't know whether these are actual, this is important, we don't know whether these are actually turned in, whether they're shown, whether they're summaries, whether you have to authenticate this stuff if you want to take it to court. You have to, I just can't say to you, hey, well, here's this phone, the screen grab. No, you've got to authenticate where it's coming from. And that means going to the offices of whether it's Apple or whoever the heck it is, and find out, Android, Apple, to find out where does this come from. That's the critical thing there. That's what's important. Let's see. Brasileira says, I'm going to call for the M in physics, excommunications. I'm going to call for the excommunications. But M in physics would be math? Anyway, this is a bit cryptic, but thank you. I like that. I love code. We need a panel discussion with Lionel, Candace, Baron, Nisi Valhalla, hosted by Tucker, music by A.D. Fleet. Oh, let me tell you something. I would love this. I have such respect for these people. And by the way, as I was telling Carla one day, just because this may be interesting to us doesn't mean it's going to come into court. A lot of this stuff doesn't come into court. Why would anybody bring this into court about, well, there were two plans. There was version 1 and version 2. And anyway, let me go through this again. And forgive my freneticism, because I'm very excited about this. This is really big stuff. And let me see, go back to where I was here. And go back. And go back. And let me see, here we go. Is this it? Nope, that's not it. Where the hell am I? So many windows open, so little time. Okay, here we go. All right, so let me see. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it either. Hang on a minute. There we go. Let me try it again. In the newly released, I'm going to get through this. In the newly released text messages, which trace back to first being divulged to the FBI by Lance Twiggs at 1 a.m. September the 12th, the same night that Tyler turned himself in. Tyler allegedly states in the first batch that he's going to call the cops to a certain location to go on my own terms. I have no intention of being drugged through the courts. You got it? This is version 1. You got this? He's saying, somebody's saying, these messages were meant to be the paper trail for apparently some type of shootout that Mr. Parker believes the conspirators had planned for him. These messages are version 1. You got that? So here's, and I got to sit. Remember, I don't know how this is going to come into court, because if I'm defending him, what's the relevance of this? Okay, he was going to, but he didn't. And anyway, this is more important for the bigger editorial issue of this. Anyway, so this is version 1. And you also have to say, well, Lance, where did you get this from? Well, here it is. Can I see that? Yeah, we're going to take your phone. I want my FBI, I want my tech people to tell me, authenticate this, that this came from that phone, his phone, not that. Because a lot of these are just transcriptions, they're reviews. And again, I tell you, the best evidence rule, crazy as it sounds, it's kind of interesting. Okay. But that's not what Tyler did. He didn't call the cops and go out on his own terms. Fate, God, a family member. And again, you got to ask yourself, why is he going out at all? What did he do? What was his involvement? I don't know. If he said any of this, he could have said, I never said that. I was worried about trading myself in because I'm finding out they're coming after me. And I might have been there, but I didn't do this. So my thing is, I'm going to turn myself in. So because if either fate, God, a family member, something or somebody intervened, and he didn't follow whatever the original plan was, he turned himself in instead. And he ruined the big shootout plan. The conspirators had prearranged for their patsy. So they were saying, he's going to show up here. We're gonna, of course, and they're gonna have throwdown weapons, and they're gonna have all this stuff. Oh, well, sure enough, no, look at this. I'll be a son of a gun, just as he had planned. He said he was gonna do this. He said, that there's this word SUICIDE by cop, SBC. Remember that one? That's the theory behind this. So anyway, so that's why the text messages in the indictment from September the 16th say that I'm going to turn myself in willingly. These messages were the adjustment made in the aftermath of Tyler turning himself in on the 11th, ruining the plan. They were going to take this guy out, according to Mr. Parker. And it is indeed within the realm of possibility. Again, you can't verify this, but sometimes the hypotheses are so clear you can't help but view them as such. You got that? But when Lance Twiggs shared the text message from the original plan on what was essentially also the evening of the 11th, 1 a.m. September the 12th, is basically still the night of the 11th. The conspirators hadn't yet had time to react to Tyler going off script. So all Lance had at that time was version 1. So that's what was shared. And what's been made, and that's what made it to the FBI file, and that's what has been newly released. So you have this. And go to Sam Parker. He shows 2 different documents. One of them is in the indictment. It says right there, in the 4th Judicial Circuit for Utah County of Utah. And it says, quote, Robinson. This was the series of messages. Tyler. My dad wants photos of the rifle. He says Grandpa wants to know who has what. The feds released a photo of the rifle, and it is very unique. He's calling me, not answering. Then Tyler says, since Trump got into office, my dad has been pretty diehard MAGA. Okay. Next. I'm gonna, G-O-N-N-A, I'm gonna turn myself in willingly, comma, one of my neighbors here is a deputy for the sheriff. You are all I worry about, love. This is to Lance. I'm much more worried about you. Don't talk to the media, please. Don't take any interviews or make any comments. If any police ask you questions, ask for a lawyer and stay silent. Is this true? I don't know. Who knows? But there he said, I'm going to turn myself in willingly. One of my neighbors here is a deputy for the sheriff. Now, in the other document, this is the one that he references. This is page 3, paragraph 3. On September the 12th, 2025, at approximately 1 o'clock a.m., FBI Special Agent Lang conducted an interview with the boyfriend of Tyler Robinson at the Washington County Sheriff's Office. The boyfriend was identified as Lance Twiggs. During the interview, Lance showed investigators text messages between Tyler Robinson and himself. The following is the content of those messages between Tyler Robinson and Lance Twiggs. Lance showed FBI agent Lang additional text messages between Tyler Robinson and himself. The texts were photographed by investigators as Lance showed them the text messages. The following is the text content of one of the pictures that investigators took of messages between Tyler and Lance. Notice there's no picture in this. This is just either the affidavit or the recounting from FBI. Tyler, this is what Tyler. I'm sorry, but I think this might be it. If the way is clear, I can try and come your way to say goodbye. After that, I have a spot in mind that I'll call the police to. This is the SBP. Are there cops outside? This is Lance. Lance, and why are you calling the police anywhere? Here's Tyler. This was the text message that was sent theoretically to Lance, but didn't make the indictment. This was it. Not yet, but I have no doubts they will be on me within the hour, and I will be giving my location up and going out on my own terms. I have no intention of being drugged through the courts in front of the country. Can I come see you? After that, I can call my dad and see if he's willing to help me or not. I will be giving my location up and going out on my own terms. I have no intention of being drugged through the courts. So is that a veiled or not so veiled reference to, I don't know. I guess this is also some of the vaguest stuff I've ever heard. And normally, believe it or not, in people who are, barely literate, sometimes are rather fastidious about making the truth known. They're not vague. They're sometimes so blatantly obvious because they only know what they want to accomplish. And that is precisely what we're happening here. It is phenomenal. So, what does this do? It starts to set the theories. It starts to make people say, like, wait a minute, what's going on here? This is strange. Who's planning what and where? How does this even work? So you have that story. Remember, for all we know, now let me go back to what I keep telling you. If I'm his lawyer, I'm going to say, this is great stuff. What does it do for me? I'm trying to poke holes in the charges made against him. Why do I want to introduce anything where he basically kind of admits? First of all, I have to authenticate him. I have to admit, if I introduce it, I have to authenticate it by saying these are from Tyler, which does the work for the cops. Let them do it. Let them authenticate it. Let them prove it. I'm not going to. But why do I want to introduce this? Because in both cases, he's kind of sort of maybe taking responsibility for this. So I wouldn't use it. It's interesting. Hey, they were gonna take him out. Objection. How do you know that? What is the relevance of this? I don't know, Judge. I just want to let you know this groovy kind of stuff that Sam Parker figured out. Wait. What does this have to do with you disproving or proving a reasonable doubt? I don't know, Judge. I'm just saying. You're just saying? What are you just saying? I don't know, Judge. I'm just, I just wanted you to know that. Huh? It does. Tell me you know what I'm saying. It has nothing to do with proof. It's great for this. Love this stuff. Half of the stuff that Barron says is terrific. If I'm representing Todd, I'm thinking, I can't use this. What does it do? I can't give different theories. I can't give theories that have nothing to do with trying to disprove a material issue in fact. Not only that, I want this very complicated. I don't want them to think that somehow this guy, by virtue of being involved in all of this talk and this mysterious, these kind of like spies and spooks and FBI, maybe there is something. No! I want them to say, excuse me, there's no admission and there's no rifle. It's not guilty. Thank you, sit down. That's it. I don't want to go into this stuff. It's great for this stuff. Listen, don't get me wrong. I love this. But I want you to tell me you understand what I'm saying. From a court point of view, I don't want to complicate this at all. I'm going to say, he's a schmuck. He's nothing. He didn't plan to do anything. He wanted to turn himself in because they were coming after him. Not only that, we keep forgetting the fact, if I put him on this stand, let me tell you this much. If Tyler gets on the stand and says, imagine he would say this. He goes, first of all, let me explain this. I didn't do this. I never told anybody I did this because I didn't do this. Oh, I was there. Oh, yeah, maybe he is. I didn't do this. You see that rifle? I didn't bring that with me. I don't know how that got there. I don't know what's going on. I didn't fire it. I don't think anybody fired it. We didn't even know if it was fired. And the reason why I don't think it was fired was because those dogs. You know those dogs out there? And this would be great to have a testimony, to have some expert. If this was fired within a day, let's say, whatever the particular, who knows? those dogs would have been right on it. But the reason why they went past it was it hadn't been fired. And it hadn't been fired for such a long period of time that they didn't even smell the residual powder. So that gun stays out. Motion to suppress, motion to eliminate, don't even bring it up. End of discussion. Next, the admission. What did he admit to? I don't know. I'm going to bring in, you know who I'm going to bring in? That Lance. And if Lance is anything, Lance is a wimp. Lance is a little pussy who wears a little hat. And 1 minute he's trans, and then he's not. Oh, I'm going to tear his ass apart. You're the main guy. Sit down. You're a critical witness. You are, and I get to cross-examine you. Now, if I call him as my witness, I have to use direct. I have to use, non-leading questions. But it's okay. I don't know. He's the guy. So where'd you find this thing exactly? And you call the cops, and I would have already taken depositions. I got investigators, and this guy is like, you're not going to want to be done. They're going to look at you and they say, ladies and gentlemen, this. And by the way, a lot of this might be out of the province, out of the earshot of the jury. They might not even hear this. This might be all motion stuff. But it may be. What if he's I don't know. What'd they tell you, Lance? What'd they tell you? Anybody threaten you? They scare you? Did you have a lawyer? Did you ask for a lawyer? Did they say you could have a lawyer? You're talking to the police. Did anybody explain to you? Did anybody grant you any immunity from liability? Because you might have been considered, believe it or not, an accomplice. You might have been considered an accessory after the fact, harboring a fugitive because you're talking to him. You're not turning his ass in. He is. So when you're talking, you turn this over, but I don't know. Did anybody offer you a pardon, potential pardon, commutation? Not a pardon, but a waiver of liability, immunity? Because you could, depending upon how I'm looking at this, you might be involved in this. I don't know. So you got this. Is this your phone, Lance? Yeah. Did you give this to the police yet? Did they ever take it? Did they ever do anything? Did they ever authenticate where this came from? Did they? I mean, oh my God. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is we can probably throw that admission out. It's not even an admission. I don't even know what it is. And if we really have it, put Tyler on the stand and says, I never did anything. I never did this. I didn't admit to this. I'm going to turn myself in because they told me. My friend, the deputy, said, listen, you better do this because something tells me. Forget this, plan on going out with a bang. It may go out with a bang. La Ranita Nay Bug says, I truly miss a line. I hope it's closer to Victor David Hansen with great analysis of actual news than this gossip TMZ version of you, brother. Get back to real stuff, please. Victor David Hansen. Oh, no. Oh, no. The apologist? Victor David Hansen? Oh, God. Does anybody here do you think this is TMZ? Do you think this is fluff? Do you think this is it? Of actual news than this gossip TMZ version of you, brother? Seriously, does anybody here when you talk about Victor David Hansen? The most boring man, the Fox apologist who can't pronounce words, who basically everything, he is a rubber stamp for Trump. He was a great historian until I don't know what happened. Are you kidding me? Victor Davis Hansen. Oh my God, I couldn't do that to you. Victor, this is the greatest true crime story in recent history. And you want me to bring this guy on there? This guy that talks about this and this Peloponnesian. Oh my God. Are you kidding? You think this is TMZ? You think this is TMZ? This is the alleged assassin of what would be Billy Graham? I'm trying to think of this. This is huge. The connections of this, the implications of this. Are you kidding me? I'd rather suck a hospital mop than do anything involving Victor Davis Hansen. I'd rather lick a belt sander, drink ink. I'd rather carpet tack my frenulum to particle board. I'd rather take, that's a frenulum, you know that piece under your tongue? Take a razor and slice it and then gargle in alcohol. Are you kidding me? I'd rather lance an infected hemorrhoid with a spork and squat over a vat of alcohol than do anything involving Victor Davis Hanson. Dear God, I'd rather lick up a bar rag. Dear God, Victor Davis Hanson. Oh my, please. I love the guy, but oh my God. Oh, you know, rumor has it that they were going to get Tyler Robinson to make him talk by making him listen to hours of Victor Davis Hanson. You better talk to us, Tyler. Why? Oh, we're going to put this guy. See that guy there? That guy with a Rondo hat and face? Yeah. Him. No. We're going to put earphones on you. We're going to put earphones. We're going to put you in a room and you're going to hear this for 24 hours. He's going to talk about the Peloponnesian War and Euripides. You will take your own life. Dear God. Oh my God. Oh, but thank you for your contribution. I appreciate that. But the answer is no. No, I'm sticking with this. And something tells me, see all my friends here? They seem to like what I'm doing. So, no. Oh, dear. Victor Davis. Maybe Victor could go on Sean Hannity's show and they can smoke cigars and look cool and drink scotch. You go, aren't we cool? You sure are. Right, Victor? Wear the fedora. Love the look. Walter Winchell is alive and well. All right, my friends. Now, in no particular order, let's move on a little bit. This is even better. Erika. Oh, you're going to love this one. Erika. Oh, my God. Erika. Remember this? You're going to like this. Hey, La Renita Nay. Ooh, you're not going to like this one. This is Erika. Erika is the greatest. Have you seen Christine Fecketti lately? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. She is. Whew. Man. Let me tell you something. She can get into some really deep. She did some analysis of the president with Ivanka and say, I don't know about that. It's interesting. But she is not for the weak, okay? But she is a genius in terms of this. You cannot meet anybody like Erika Kirk today. Nobody, not Tammy Faye Baker, not anybody. Who would play her? Kristen Wiig. You've got to get this. You've got to get this. Fecketti the other day had a picture of Erika next to Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Whatever that. And Sarah Sanders was doing her thing in a Governor of Arkansas. And there's our girl. And she was doing this routine where she looks just kind of like, what is that? What is it? Are you crying? It's almost like she knows this is the thing I do. This is the thing I do. Did you ever hear somebody like who can make one thing? You ever they make one thing. They make one thing. And every time you go over to eat, they make that one thing. It's like, can you make something else? No, is this? I love this bolognese or whatever, but can you make something else? That's Erika. She doesn't know. She's like hebephrenic. It's hebephrenia. Hebephrenia are people who react incorrectly. It's kind of a schizophrenic disorder. But they'll laugh when they should cry, and they don't know. They're trying to gauge. They don't know. They take it in, but they say, what do I do? What is their reaction to sadness? Do I laugh? Do I cry? And she has one thing where she just has this. And this act has gone on forever. And it's just incredible. It goes on forever. And the thing which is the most interesting, which I find so fascinating, is that she doesn't. And listen, by the way, I haven't mentioned one time Brigitte Macron. Now, one time. I haven't done it one time. So don't listen. Sorry there, Faye. You're not going to like that one either. I'm not bringing that one up. How many remember Senior Wences? Seriously. It's all right. Hello, Johnny. Hello, Johnny. Hello. Remember this guy? Tell me that's not Brigitte. Is this critical? Am I mean? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Am I cruel? Yeah. Absolutely. Uh-oh. Von Anken says, completely out of subject, but we need lint roller of justice merch. My lint brush. This has as much to do, remember, this has as much to do with the shooting or with the death weapon as anything else does. This. I'm just a very, very simple. Thank you there, Von Anken. I'm a very, very simple person. Tell me what exactly tell me what I'm supposed to think. Tell me what you plan to prove, and I'll see if I can disprove it. Or if I can poke holes in it. That's it. But here is the story. When do you think she's going away? What do I mean going away? When are they going to say, listen, we're done? Like one day she's going to the she probably doesn't go to the TPUSA, Toilet Paper USA headquarters. She probably has no idea. She puts up her card, probably says, I can't get in. What's going on here? I can't get in. Sorry, listen, did you get the memo? We're done. We're through. We're severing. Talk to HR. We're done with you. What do you mean you're done with me? You're a joke. It's been awful. Erika, do you realize that if you had not been here, if you had just like said, you know what, I'm gonna stay home with my kids, it would have been just transition. You know what, people maybe we might have made more money because people would have, looked at you, even if you came on and just waved and went back in, that's it. But no, you had to star. You had to be the star. You had to be the star because it was all about you, wasn't it, Erika? Yeah, it was all about you because you were going to show people what a great actress you are. You're such a great actress. You're tremendous. You're an actress. She was going to be an actress, and I was going to learn to fly. She took off to find the footlights. I took off for the sky. I get flying so high when I'm stood. Taxi, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a singer, and like Erika's an actress, I'm a singer, and I bring my version of music. It's a combination of Ethel Merman and Bert Lahr together. It's a kind of a unique take. It's a gift. I add that to my talents as manualist, and there we go. And by the way, this is for Victor Davis Hanson. That's what I think. I love the man, but seriously, come on. You know that Victor Davis Hanson could single-handedly reverse teen pregnancy by describing the sex act in detail. Did you know that? He could probably do it. He could probably do it. Kids would be so bored, they would say, and the corpus cavernosa become engorged via extravasation of a blood supply through turgidity and tumescence. The phallus becomes engorged, thus indicating the vas deferens, if it makes a deferens, epididymal contraction, bulbal urethral. Oh my God. Make him stop. Well, stop it. Crazy eyes and jazz hands. That's right. Can you imagine this? What if I could, sometimes you go to Chat GPT. I want you to look at this. You ready for this? If we took Kash Patel and her together, seriously, one time I went to this thing, where you get your eyes checked. There was this little place. It was for my driver's license, And I had to go to a little place on 8th Avenue. I walked in. I said, you have driver's? I need this test. Yeah, I can do that. So I put my thing up there. And I give him one of these, He says, how you doing? I said, pretty good. Why? What's the matter? He says, you okay? I said, yeah, I got a headache every now. Why? Something wrong? What do you mean? Also, you can do something when you're pretending like you can't see something. Excuse me, do I have to pay full price? I was just wondering could you help me? Do I have to pull? I don't want to go into detail, but I think you understand. There's a lot of the movie that was, and by the way, it's a silent movie, so What's the point? Could you? Hey, Cash, little help. Hurts. You know what you are? You're demented. You laugh at fart jokes, crossed eyes. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. You're my kind of people. Look at you. You're demented. You've got the humor and sophistication of a child, of an 8-year-old. I know. It's funny. Anyway, so where is Patel? Anybody around here? Do you see where old what's his name? Old Blood and Guts? Dan Bongina. He's every now and then he's raising his head. Renee's TMZ. Jesus wept. TMZ. TMZ is fantastic. If you want to find out what's going on. Now, let me tell you something. You might not want to do this, but let me tell you what's happening. Number one. And remember, I'm telling you what is happening. I'm not telling you what I think is happening. I'm not telling you what I want to happen. I'm telling you what's happening. They are circling the boat, so to speak, for Melania. And they are talking about it left and right. Did she do a preemptive move in anticipation of Camilla, the queen consort, if they still come over here and somebody were to hit Melania with talks about Epstein? I don't know. Is this other woman who's threatening? Why would you do a preemptive anything when nobody was talking about it? I was watching Breaking Points, which is very good now. Crystal Ball, I swear to God. She said, why? We weren't even thinking about that. It doesn't make any sense. So anyway, so now we get back into the basics of love. Let's see what happens with when Candace comes back. Do you realize what we have become, this group of us? It's like we have this album, and on the album we have hits, and the first hit was Erika. It was the first hit. It was the number one song on the album, A side. Remember the 45 A and B side. It was Erika. It was the gift that kept on giving. Erika was number one. Erika. Number two was Charlie, to an extent. There was a crime. Then there was TPUSA. Then there was all of this. Remember, there would have been no Fort Huachuca. There would have been no Mitch Snow. There would have been no nothing had Erika not been there. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you? Can't you see what I'm saying? Is it me? Don't you see what I'm saying? Can't you? It's as clear as the nose on your face. Don't you see this? Uh-oh. Somebody told me, if Fleet's in the house, you know what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen. All right. So let's see what's happening right now, my friends. What is happening? What is true? Look at this. Harrison Burkert. This is a beautiful name. It says, she could have had some role in the thing. Her reaction makes me suspect it. I don't think she had anything to do. I don't know if you're talking about Erika. I don't think Erika had anything to do with anything. Oh, by the way, if I was going to do a song, I got to work on Hey Guys. That's what killed us. Hey guys. We've been through so much. And you know, deep inside, I'm saying, please don't quit. Please. More interviews. Please. She has funded, promoted. She's been responsible for more. She's given more jobs, not through TPUSA, but there are people who've never, these names I don't keep track, but I'd like to see what they're doing. They can't believe what Erika's done. They're going back, and I'm finding new things and new stories. Christine Feckerty, by the way, is just still incredible. I also want to give a shout out to, I told you, who is very, very good. I believe she lives in Cyprus. She might be Polish, but this is Daily Fredo, Freddo. Baron is going to be tomorrow. By the way, I'm going to be doing a piece. I don't know if it's going to be live or whatever with Jimmy Dore. That's going to be something. That's going to be something. So that's tomorrow. And I'm working on Coach Colin. And because I'm going to sit down with people. And I'm going to say, tell me about what this, your observation. Truly a gift, LOL. Oh, absolutely. Another thing too is, let me also say this. Jimmy Dore. What is he? Left? I don't know. He's right about this. Jimmy Dore, the Middle East, phenomenal. Max Blumenthal, genius. Okay? I don't even know what that means. But if you understand what it means, he's on another planet. Aaron Mate. Judge Napolitano has been exquisite. Scott Ritter. John Mearsheimer. John Mearsheimer is just and he does it. He's so nice. Larry, all of Judge Napolitano's guests are just superb. Scott Ritter. And now I'm watching other people who, let's face it, Crystal, Sagar and Crystal from Breaking Point, very, very good. And also Emily and Grimm and these other people. I would most probably say, you know what? When it comes to certain ideas, we probably wouldn't see eye to eye. Not that they're wrong. I just don't, But when it comes to the Middle Eastern war, we're spot on. So all of a sudden, and then you have other people. You know who's really come around? And I think she was Anna Kasparian, Anna, the Armenian who works with the Turk. That's good. From the Young Turks. She was like this obnoxious, screaming and yelling. She came across like kind of like a bitch. You're like just take it easy. Now, and it's like, yeah, that's the way to do it. Really smart, really good. Junk yogurt. Junk, yogurt, anyway. Uyghur? Is he a Uyghur or is he a Weaver? Hey, look who it is. It's Mesmerist. You're hilarious, Lionel. Great way to start my day. Absolutely. You know why, my friend? And I thank you for that. Because it's true. Because what I'm saying is true. And because I point out the absurd. See, the reason why is you're laughing is not because of me, but it's true. I mean, what I'm saying is it hits a note. It's not. It's true. There's no. You can't. If I said here's a comedian. Here, you do this. You know, Theo Vaughn or what's it? Here, do this. Take what I just did and do it. You can't do it. Because I'm not the joke. It's the joke. Maybe I give it a different lens or something. Maybe I put it, but it's the joke. Simon Nabisi, what else is it? Saturday is Tim Dillon. Awesome. Tim Dillon is phenomenal. Phenomenal. He would also be terrific as well. I would love it. He's great. See, these people have been able to sit there and we're finding something that is interesting. It's not a bunch of people who go out on stage and they say, I went to the Verizon store the other day. I don't care about that situational, look what happened to me, or these weird people who come out and they make jokes, self-deprecating. You know who's pretty good is a woman, Glazer. What's her name? Glazer. She's pretty good. I like that. But see, how do I say this? This is me now. This is just me. My opinion means nothing, as you can probably tell. I don't care about your feigned observational stuff. I really don't. It means nothing to me. It's like I've heard. I want to hear more about what's going on now. Because right now, this is some of the stuff, which is, if I told you this story, if I said to you, President Trump says, I can't do it. I can't do an imitation of him. But if I could, and we're going to blockade I don't know what this is, the Strait of Hormuz. Iran says, what do you mean blockade? Blockade this. We already closed it. What are you going to block? You're going to blockade something that's closed? Oh, big man. What do you mean, big man? We already closed it. A little late there, Tiger. That's the reality of it. And Trump says, we have a 10-point plan. Wait a minute, didn't you have a 15-point plan? Yeah, but wait a minute, the 10-point plan, that's Iran's plan, isn't it? Yeah. Wait a minute. You're signing off on theirs? And what happened is when Iran said, blow it out your ass. Okay, we're going to blockade you. That again? Come on. When J.D. Vance, did you ever see J.D. Vance's plane? It looks like a Ryanair reject, isn't it? It's like this. It doesn't look very good. Can't you give him a big plane? Just, do you see Melania's plane? She has Kirsty Noam's old. I mean, this thing's a plane. So anyway, so there's J.D. Vance. He gets off there, and he meets in Islamabad with the Pakistani folks and the Israelis, and they said, "What?" This was the basic. What? What do you have to say, JD? What? We're trying to help you out because you want to be the next president. So we're not going to bust your balls that much. And by the way, who do you have here? Who do you have? Witkoff and Jared Kushner? Are you kidding me? Seriously. Whether you like President Trump or not, this is the best you can get. Get a professor. Get somebody who at least has some chops. Jared Kushner and Witkoff, you played golf with him. They're real estate people. It's good, You want to get somebody who says, ooh. Let me tell you something. If whoever gets Mearsheimer, they'll never do it. But if somebody ever gets him and he shows up, oh my God. Oh, they will bow. They will bow. They've done every bit of research on these people to say, Jared Kushner? Are you kidding me? It's almost like an insult. Really, seriously. It's like you're not sending the right people. Is Trump serious? And I like the guy. Now, what I just told you right now is the truth. But here comes Vance. He goes, oh shit. I gotta go there. Yeah, come on, JD. What am I gonna tell him? What? Last time I made him a deal, they know whenever there's a ceasefire, you're just regrouping and you're moving in. Plus, they can see you. You're not, when you're sending battle groups and they can see you. You know what I mean? They can kind of sense the fact that maybe it might not be that sincere about peace when you're sending out all these battle groups. And not only that, sometimes when the Iranians were back, you attacked them when they were in the middle of, no, they don't trust you. They said it. Repeat. I've read more analyses. It's nothing. And they don't write like they don't have the Persian equivalent of, we're going to bomb you into oblivion. No, it's a completely different story. It's a different story. It's wild. It's whenever you negotiate anything, your job, a contract, what's the reality? If you're Brad Pitt and you're negotiating, you can ask whatever you want. If you're Bill Hader, who might be a better actor, you're not Brad Pitt. And you're only going to get this much, no matter what anybody says. That's the reality. And if you've been with somebody before and you keep, how do we say this? If you keep doing the same thing over and over again, and if they feel like you're going to double cross them, they're not going to talk to you. I'm sorry. Do you understand that? Do you understand what I'm saying? This is not politics. This is not. What are we doing? Is there anyone, listen to me, seriously, tell me yes or no. Do not feel in the least bit forced to answer one way. Is there anybody here who really wants us to attack, go to war with Iran? Anybody? Just tell me. Is there anybody? I haven't met one that I don't know what's going on. Now people who watch Fox News, yeah, they love it. They think they love it. But I mean, does anybody here, am I missing something? What do I want? I'm not saying we're not going to go to war. If somebody attacks us, sure. Is there anybody here, seriously, maybe I'm missing something, Is there anyone here who says, this is critical? This is critical stuff, Mr. President. Make this happen. Make this happen, sir. Please go and get it. They could have a nuclear bomb, maybe. And if they do, you know what they're going to do. They're going to put it on the missile and send it over and blow up Cleveland. That's exactly what they're going to do. Does anybody believe this? Does anybody seriously, honest to God, somebody has a 16-year-old son, would you tell anybody, what are we talking about? And the whole world is saying, Iran? That doesn't sound like you. Why do you have this hard on for Iran? Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Say no more. And that's exactly what people think. You know it. I know it. We all know that. Stop it. Stop it. If you want to go there, you could take a rifle and you can go there and knock yourself out. Good luck. I don't know what to tell you. We're not stupid. We're not stupid. It's one of those things which so who is rising? Candace. Candace Owens is the queen. I think she's the king and queen combined. I don't want to be androgynous here. She runs the show. Do you hear what I'm saying? This is the biggest deal ever. Mr. President, for the sake of you and our country, stop this. Just say, you know what? Declare defeat and put an end to this. No more. We've got stuff we have to do here, good sir. We have stuff we need to do here. For the love of God, Mr. President. I'm going to ask you another question or two, which you may not like, but I'm just curious. And I want you to answer me as honestly. My friend says one time, I have a friend who says, I'm going to be as honest as I possibly can be. I say, what does that mean? He said, well, whatever. But I want you to answer me a question. Be very, 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 very truthful. Answer me a question. How many of you seriously liked or like President Trump? Like what he did, like what he said, like what you saw, like what you thought. Because I want to make Trump again. I don't know who this guy is. I don't know who he is. You don't know who he is. Nobody knows who he is. I don't know what's going on here. Maybe, who knows? I have no idea. But do you like, look at Kimberly says that. Loved him? This is ambivalent. Didn't you think to yourself, this guy would, remember when he said, remember the stuff he said about the Middle East? It was brilliant. He goes, yes. Yes. They used to love President Trump. Listen to this. This is the most important. Loved him. Voted for him at 19. Yeah. I liked him. I mean, I'm not like love, whatever it is. I liked him once and him now, and I'm extremely doubtful. I don't know what's going on here. And I don't question that he's not insane or his health. Would you stop talking about his ankles? Would you please do me a favor, Mr. President? Just buy some support. Those compression. Buy those compression socks or whatever. You'll be fine. Just wear the compression things. You'll be terrific. And that's the name of that. But seriously. It was wonderful. Look at somebody said, I was so proud of Trump when he was yelling at Zelensky. It was wonderful. I saw him at Grand Rapids. Hang on a minute. I saw him at Grand Rapids. He's the only president who I ever heard say, you don't have to kill people. I almost cried. Trump is gone, not coming back. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. And I loved him. I love this guy. This was the guy, remember, every time they went after him, every time, the lawsuits, the prosecutions, and everything, the whole thing. He was incredible. He was absolutely incredible. The most incredible thing I've ever seen in my life. My God, he was incredible. And then, I don't know. He just went nuts. Just went crazy talk. And he was and you could tell he never bought into the Ukraine thing. He never really, because deep down inside he respected Putin. Putin's not our enemy. Look, nobody likes us. Xi Jinping, you better, I don't know what he's going to do with Taiwan. I don't have time for this. You have to look at war like amputation. You don't just go after people just because for the hell of it. You don't do that. It's ridiculous. And there's men and women involved, especially boots on the ground. I don't know what you're talking about. And you can tell Bibi or tell anybody or tell Ted Cruz or Gomer Pyle, Lindsey Graham, if you want to get there, get your fat ass. You go there and you do it. I'm serious. What is this hard on you have? If the reason why people are suspecting, the reason why people, are Ted, are suspecting that you're some kind of lined or aligned or you're in the pocket of Israel. The reason why they're saying it is because you're taking a stance that makes no sense were you not committed to them, not ideologically, but financially. How in the world can you possibly not think that? How can I not think that? How? I don't know about you. I can only speak for me. I don't have a hard on. I love that piece using that term for any country. Governments, another story. Israel has never been a subject of my scorn. Never. I've been twice. It's beautiful. But that's nice. I don't want to live there. I wish them nothing but the best. Get along. Leave them alone, and you leave people alone. Like I would tell any other country. That's it. I have no feeling one way or the other. You saw during the Intifada, during the days of during Fatah with Arafat. Oh, the whole business, with the Olympics. It's horrible. But I don't know what happened. I don't know. You don't deserve this. Where did this go wrong? Where? I have been doing this since 1988. First time I ever did an actual paid radio gig. It's 88, right? 38 years, whatever. There were always some people that, oh, Israel. Yeah. But it was not as across the board. I'm hearing people say that who never said that. Not about Jews, not about Judaism, not of the religion, but I'm talking about it, about the Knesset, the Kud, whatever, and Bibi, and that sort of thing. That's it. And I also never heard the word Zionism. Never. Now it's over and over and over. What are you doing? What are you doing? How do you think you're succeeding with it? I don't understand this. And then there were people who were arrested and thrown out and then shut down. And you had who dared to say they showed some type of Palestinian connection. And listen, anytime you threaten anybody on any college campus, you should be your ass kicked out. I don't care who you are, for whatever the reason is. But there are people who merely they express an ideology, and they were kicked out because they said this. They just said something. But they could say that they hated this country, death to America, no problem. Hell, we'll give you that tenure. You can say anything you want. You can get that Angela Davis who comes in there. She basically hates this country, hates everything that's American. They love her ass. Nobody kicked her out. But if she says something about Israel, you get out. Now, wait a minute. You tell me how that makes sense. Go ahead. Take your time. I don't think you can because you can't. The thing is, you weren't watching this. You just thought that people would just say, okay. Maybe they thought we were just a typical stupid American. They go, okay. All right, whatever you say. And let me tell you something, who really is out to lunch. Fox News thinks they're Fox News. They think that they're the days of Roger Ailes. They think they represent. They may represent a group of people. Put it this way. It's like being the official spokesman of the Republican Party, the Conservative Party, but the Republican Party is losing it too. Because people don't know what's going on. This doesn't make any sense. We are here because people from other countries are here, but we are here. We're rational people. And if you sat down with anybody, Candace and Tucker in particular, just rational people, if we said, listen, here is the story. Tell me why this makes sense. Tell me what's going on here. Tell me what's going on. That's all. Tell me what, and we'll see if this makes sense. Look, that's that. Now, going back to this. The good news is going to be, I'm gonna enter a prayer with you, so to speak. I'm going to say, please, whoever's in charge of the world, please do not let Erika Kirk step down. She brings me so much joy. And you know why? Seeing the joy in you. Why use Steve Woodcock and Jared for negotiations? I have no idea. How can you get somebody who's never done? Do you know what it's like when you're dealing with people like Sergei Lavrov? Oh my God. When you have the delegation of people who have been at war forever. I think, you know what I think? I really do. I think Americans think that people like the Iranians are like backwards or something, or that they're not smart, or that they're not educated, or that they're Persians. I think that there's this, I really do. It's kind of like the ugly American to an extent. I think that people think that they're somehow backwards, that they don't know what, that they're just, but I don't know what to say. It's just plain old wrong. You got what I'm saying? Capiche? You got what I'm saying? It's wrong. Big time wrong. I mean it. I can't see it any other way than that. But anyway, are you having a good time? Are you having a good Sunday? Are you? Are you having a good Sunday? Did you eat good today? Sunday's a good day to eat. Did you eat good? I hope you're able to eat with family. I would give anything one more time if I could go back in time with all my nun and my everybody. Oh my God. If you can do that today, do that. If you can do that today, do that. Because deep down inside, none of this shit matters. You and your health and hopefully God and your family, and that's about it. Friends. Because in the long run, this stuff always works itself up. But you know what we do, which is the most fun? You know why you like coming here? You know why I'm your grandpa? I'll tell you why. Because we have fun. I'm not going to be some hair shirt you've got to wear. Some like, oh God. Now think about all the people. Think about all the people that you like. All the great people. Whether it's Tucker, whether it's Candace, whether it's Barron, whether it's Fredo, whether it's Fegedy, whether it's go down the list. There's Nissi and others. There's so many great ones. Why? What is the one thing they have in common? It's always fun. It's fun. Colin, Coach Colin, fun. They're not, I don't know what it is. These people, they're fun. Some of these other shows is like, oh my God. There's always like this dour, the end of the world. It's like, take it easy. Relax. We'll talk about it, but you don't have to, we're not going to slit our throats or our wrists yet. It's not there yet. We've got to have fun. You got that? We've got to have fun. Let me tell you something. We've got there's so much great stuff going on. So much. There's so much also going on regarding AI. There's so much. Oh my God. We haven't even gotten to the beginning of the end of that. Prince Chuck's coming. Meghan Markle, by the way, you do know there is no Erika Kirk anywhere in the world but Erika Kirk. There's nobody. Meghan Markle's like a close second, but no. She is just superb. Superb. In any event, my friends, I thank you. Now, let me also pardon me, incoming, fire in the hole. Hit the deck. When you hit the bridge, wave. Wear a long coat, nobody will notice. Hey, everybody. Thank you for following. Thank you for being a part of this. Please, 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 if you haven't, tell me everybody here is subscribed. Please, for the love of God. It means so much. Make sure you like the videos. Make sure you like this. Make sure you hit that little button so you're notified of live streams and new videos. And also make sure, thank you for following Mrs. L at Lynn's Warriors. Follow my beloved wife at Lynn's Warriors. Lynn's Warriors. Follow her. Right after this, go and you sign up. She is absolutely superb. All right, dear friends, I love yous. I honestly love you. I love you. I honestly love you. The great Olivia Newton-John. Everybody also love this one. People who need people are the luckiest people. What a stupid song. My favorite. What? People who need people are luckier than those who don't need people? Anyway, But I digress. Have a great night, friends. See you tomorrow. Don't forget, and until we meet again, remember, Monkey's dead. Show's over. Thank you to all the super chats. Thank you. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for your wisdom. Thank you for your contributions, for your grace, for your gratuities, for your sapience, for your epitomistic rejection of the negative. Makes sense to you? Good. Until then, ta-ta.